Hello, and welcome to How to DJ. Through my careful and guided instruction throughout the course of this video, you might be able to sort of maybe DJ, maybe, possibly, kind of. Now then, let's get started. Now some people will say you need turntables or CDJs or something like that. But from my experience, all you need is a controller. I've selected this one because it has lots of knobs and buttons. The more knobs and buttons you have, the more it looks like you know what you're doing. Now before we get started, there are a few things we're going to need to go over with your controller. A few things that you'll want to make sure you have are large jog wheels. This makes you look like a scratch DJ. Bipolar filter. This way you can do all those plenty of effects controls for flangers and phasers and echo. Now the other thing you want to look for in your controller is a 3-band EQ on each channel. Don't worry though, we're only going to need this one. The rest is just there for show. And finally, the more faders the better, but if you can't find a controller with 4 faders, the next best thing is to get 4 deck switchers. This way, you can switch between decks 1 and 2 and decks 3 and 4 and layer a bunch of shit up and make it sound amazing! And the final thing you'll need are pitch faders. Now this will give the illusion that you actually know how to manually beat match. But don't worry, you won't actually have to learn any of that shit. Now then, let's go over some of the inputs and outputs on our controller. Now you can see there, we have a bunch of audio holes. Here is a computer hole, and this is a power hole. Now, we're not going to use basically any of these. We just need the computer hole and the pushy button. The rest of these you can just fill with random cables to make it look like you actually know what you're doing. Now that we have all our cables plugged in, we have the illusion that we know exactly what we're doing. But we don't. That's what this part of the tutorial is for. Now there are a few more things you want to take care of before you start DJing, namely headphones and software and also music. Now for headphones, you just want something that looks flashy. This'll do nicely. Now many people will argue that you need to spend big bucks on software like Serato or Traktor to make really good mixes. But that's not true. I've found that the best software ever is Virtual DJ LE. Now the people who make Virtual DJ LE say that you can only use this for home use. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're using it for house parties, it still counts. The next thing you want to take care of is music. Now a lot of people say that you need to pay money for music, but these days there's really no point, so just download some MP3s off YouTube. Now that you have your music, your software, your controller, and everything hooked up so it looks like you know what you're doing, it's time to get mixing. Now then, let's get ready to start mixing. Put on your headphones, and start bobbing your head. Then, when you think the time is right, press play. Make sure to move your hands around a lot so it looks like you're really grooving to the music. Start touching some knobs. Now there's one more thing we want to do. In order to get the people really jumping, you want to take this knob and turn it up as far as it'll go. Now this crowd is jumping. Now the next thing you want to do is get some effects going. Now the next thing you can do is play with the filter while you wait for the next song. Bonus points if you can do it to the beat. Now if you want to get really fancy, you can start scratching. People really like it when the DJ starts improvising. Now another thing you can do is start playing with the pitch fader. The faster the music is, the more people are going to start dancing. Now another thing you can do is start playing with hot cues. People in the club like to be reminded of the best part of a song as much as possible. And this is what's called remixing. Now this song's starting to get old. It's almost halfway over. Now it's time to bring in the next one. Now a lot of DJs will tell you you need to precisely beat match your music to make sure it flows smoothly from one track to the other, but that's just not true. Now what you actually want to do is overuse the filter and overuse one cue point over and over so it sounds like you're with the beat of the second track. Like so. And you've just done your first successful mix. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Now with the help of these tips, you'll be on your way in no time.